Been very successful post WWE, post wrestling. What has that transition, or not, been like for you? You made that transition long ago, and you were successful.
Easy, man. This is what I would say to anybody who's in pro wrestling. Right, there is life after the bell, and I can't emphasize that enough. If you're in wrestling now, realize that you're getting the greatest school of hard knocks, like street education, you can ever get. You're learning how to work. You're learning how to work a room, how to cut promos, how to get over, how to communicate with folks, how to interact, how to do media. You're just learning a skill set. You don't even realize you're learning it while you're doing it, but you can take that and you can use it in the real world. Kevin Fertig has done it. Matt Morgan has done it.
I visited Kevin Fertig at his house.
Kevin Fertig, Matt Morgan, Johnny Jeter. I mean, my buddy Kevin Keenan, he's a realtor. There's a whole bunch of guys who have been able to do this. So I just, over the years, my generation, the guys in the late 90s, early 2000s, I'm hoping that that's the last generation of guys that, like, I hate saying this, hang on forever or never realize they can do more. Yeah. Like, the odds are now, if you're getting in, you're probably going to have a shorter career, maybe 5, 10, 15 years at max. You're going to have to find a second act. And I don't care what it is, but if you can be passionate about it, you can enjoy yourself. You know, I got into banking and finance. I serve on several boards and committees. I do a ton of charity work. I love working with these different nonprofit organizations. I don't know, man. I've been very fortunate, but I've embraced it, and I miss the guys, the girls. I miss the fans. I miss the physicalness of wrestling at times, but I don't miss a lot of the other stuff that came with it. It drove me nuts. But I wish that more of us in wrestling can get recognized for what we did when it's not a tragedy. Like, we all don't wind up like Randy the Ram. That, like, you drive me nuts that everybody thinks we wound up like that, but we don't. So pro wrestling took me around the world. It helped shape who I am today. I owe everything to it. But, I think sometimes we only glamorize the bad stuff involved in it. And the wrestling fans are the ones who made it all possible. So
I got to interview Kevin Fertig about, like, at his house, about in a wonderful neighborhood based largely on the success of what he's done afterwards. He even told me, he was like, WWE didn't pay for this house. What I'm doing now paid for this house.
I tell people all the time, I made some money in wrestling, but I made a lot more outside of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me to learn, but the skills and stuff I learned in wrestling, I took into the real world. So it doesn't end, man. If you're a wrestler and you've been cut or you're moved, like whatever it may be, just know there's a second act, there's a third act. You just got to keep going. Like, don't if your dream, what was your dream? Like, did you want to be a pro wrestler or just be like in the main event of WrestleMania? Because there's only been 39 main events of WrestleMania, right? So there's only so many guys that can be in that. So if you gave this your best shot and you maybe got cut or moved, like whatever it is, just know there's more to this. You can keep going, or you can just move on and do something in the real world. So there's no harm in it.